Here is Mr. Dudley Dickerson. This is a 16-hand, 5-year-old TB gelding by Union Rags. And Dudley is getting back to work after having about 10 days off while Billy and I went off to watch badminton in the UK, which was absolutely an unbelievably cool experience. So we got back late Monday. So yesterday was Tuesday. Yeah. So yesterday I rode him just to sort of, get back into the groove with him, and he was exceptional. He was so good. I had this ground pole exercise of counting strides set up in my ring, and he was being so good that I decided to do it, and he was perfect. So I felt really good today about warming him up in the ring again over a different ground pole exercise, and then going out into the field. And I was hoping to just have a nice, easy, relaxed pop around the logs, which he has not done yet, and he did that. He really just couldn't have been better. This horse is really coming into his own, and he just continues to get easier and more relaxed, and he's so game and into the jumping. He is such a great canter. It's all coming very easy for him. So I just really couldn't be happier with this horse. So what we have here is on a 20-meter circle, I've got a 3-stride bending line that I was practicing playing around with the striding with Sunshine and Seven, but of course Dudley's only had a half a dozen or so post-track rides. So we're just aiming and getting the steady 3 on him, which he did beautifully every single time. And then he was being so good about that, I thought, well, it just couldn't hurt to try cantering through the bounce rails. And he also just did an unbelievable job at that. He really just took it all in stride, and nothing was a big deal. Super rhythmic and balanced. So this is the first time through the bounce poles, and just perfect. What a good boy. Maybe, a little bit surprised by it, of course, because he's never done that before. So he had to reach a little bit for the lengthening. So then we came back to do it again, hoping to just have it be a little bit, a little bit more rhythmic, which it would have been, except that of course we tripped over a pole. And I was doing this with Seven this morning, my RRP horse, and he was also, it's just bringing along baby horses. They're gonna trip, they're gonna make mistakes, they're going to forget where their legs are sometimes. But he went back around the next time and was just brilliant, nailed it the third time. So third time was the charm. I was very happy with him. And then very impressively, he went on the circle right from the bounce rails, kept turning around to the 3-stride poles. So I thought that was super impressive. So then we turned around to do it to the left. Of course, I'm going to start with the bending 3, because obviously that's the easier of the two things. And then once we get that, we'll go to the bounce rails. And then if he's really being good, which he was, we'll put the 2 together on the same circle. So just super through the 3. That's him being wild. That's about as crazy as Dudley can be. I do like to do everything twice before I move on to make sure that the first time wasn't luck, but just lovely there the second time. I think we had a steering mishap the first time we went through the bounce rails. So then this is the second time we're going to the bounce rails. Steering worked, and just super good. Super nice. And then stayed on the circle back to the 3. I'm really so proud of him for doing that. And then that would have been perfect. I mean, the striding was right there. It was a great distance, a great shot in, but just another trip now, this time to the left. Just part of the learning curve. They have to make mistakes in order to figure things out and progress. So no big deal. And then really good there. Just a little trip behind that time. That was a little more subtle because, of course, he was good with his front feet, but he tripped behind. So we got to do it one more time so that we just feel like he has it down pat. And that was great. Couldn't have been better. Just such a good attitude about all that. And I'm just so impressed. Okay, so then we went out to the field to see the logs. So I have ridden him in the field. Once we did a flat video out here, and I've hacked him around the field a whole bunch after rides and things like that. So he's been out in the field numerous times. But he's not really jumped anything out there. I think I've maybe walked him over that one log that we started with, but that's all he's done. So I love letting them walk over things. I just think it helps them so much to process what's going on when they can be slow with their feet and take their time. And he's really good about walking over things. He just sort of gets it. Really nice jump over that log. He's just into it. I mean, you can't force them to be this happy and willing about it. So coming down this line of logs, he's not seen any of this stuff before, so I'm just going to get way in the back seat. And he's going to have a good look at this because there's a big black pipe and there's a little bend in this log. So he's going to slow down, have a good look, but I'm just going to just keep asking him to quietly come forward, and no problems with popping over it. Confidence gained. And then same thing here. This log is not nearly as scary, but what's harder about it is that you're facing this scary wood line here. But he was very good about that. A little spook there because a rabbit ran out of the grass right in front of him. I just love his attitude. Ears pricked all the time. Oh, here he is being wild. Crazy horsey. So I really like to in the field just not stop. I like to just keep coming to help create the balance and the rhythm and just get them in a flow. And that's my favorite thing about this field actually is that it is pretty big. So you can just keep looping or serpentining or coming across the diagonal and you can just get in a really nice rhythm. And so I like this outside loop here. Thought he was very brave and super nice over that log that he's not jumped before going towards the road. He kept in a really nice rhythm and was just super brave about it. So now we're going to do the 3 logs down the road back the other direction. So of course, you hope now he's been down this line once, so he's seen it, but he's not seen it in this direction. So you hope that they're going to come back through with confidence gained. But, you don't count your chickens. But he did. I mean, he really just kept learning and gaining confidence as we went. And I was really happy with how nicely he cantered down this line. Really good boy. You can't hear my snoring hound in the background of this voiceover. A little bit green to that log the first time, and you can't really see it from where Billy's standing while he took the video, but pretty good drift to the left when we landed from that. So I wanted to come back and do a better job of proactively keeping him straight. But we caught that log down the hill, and I thought he just absolutely nailed that. So here I'm thinking that I really want to land and turn right. And that was much better, much straighter, squarer jump. And coming away also. So it was really good. Good boy. He just has an unbelievable tempo. It really never changes. So our little pipe here down the hill. At this point I started to notice that he was getting a little bit tired. So in the back of my mind I was thinking, okay, we better start wrapping this up. But ears are still pricked, still happy to do the job. Really cute, nice balance to that log. Yeah, and just starting to get a little bit tired, wanting to break to the trot before the jump, which is fine. He certainly has cantered plenty. I don't think he really has to prove anything more with cantering the jumps today. So I just thought we'd go pop over the coop in the corner and then he'd be done with that. I was super good about ignoring my dogs who were out in the field moseying around, smelling this and that the whole time. So the first time we go to the coop, I'm definitely going to trot it just because it is different from everything else that he's jumped and obviously a little bit bigger. And he jumped it great. He really jumped it with a little bit of pizzazz. Not so much, he didn't over jump it or anything like that. He just really sort of snapped up and made a great shape and gave me a really good feel over it. So then I thought, great, we can definitely come back in the canter, but I really rode a terrible turn here. I rode this really sort of tight turn that I regret because it just didn't give him enough time to get straight. And so then we ended up with a pretty cramped distance, which was completely my fault. And he was just such a good sport to just stay completely straight and pat the ground and add up. And just what a good egg. So now I'm thinking, okay, well, hopefully I didn't just, sort of traumatize him from how badly I rode that last one. So I really made sure we had the positive straight distance. And that was super. What a good boy. Really couldn't ask for more.